A small kid pushed through the heavy door of the Iron Horse Tavern, clutching some wrinkled bills in his fist. The place got real quiet, real fast. "Can somebody help me stop my stepdad?" the boy asked, his voice barely above a whisper. He held out 7 crumpled dollar bills like they were everything he owned in the world. Richard, the club president, crossed the room and crouched down so he was eye to eye with the kid. "What's going on, little man? What's your name?" "Tyler," came the quiet response. "All right, Tyler. Where'd those marks on your face come from?" The boy's words tumbled out fast. "My stepdad gets mean when he drinks. He hurts my mom, too. Tonight was worse than usual. Where's this guy live?" Richard's tone had turned ice cold. "Blue Mobile Home, into Maple Road. Maybe 2 miles that way." Tyler pointed down the highway. The bikers knew exactly where that was. The rough trailer park where dealers operated and gunfire wasn't uncommon. Even law enforcement rolled through there in pairs. Tank was already heading toward the exit. "Let's roll out and settle this thing tonight." "Hold up," Richard commanded, raising his hand. What came next caught everyone off guard. Richard stood slowly. This kid walked 2 miles in the dark carrying $7 looking for somebody to solve his problem. Think about what that means. Dark looks passed between the leather-clad men. They understood perfectly. "Cops won't touch domestic situations," Razor muttered. "Not until somebody ends up in a body bag. Then we handle it the old-fashioned way," Snake said, reaching for his blade. Tyler's eyes showed both terror and desperate hope mixed together. Richard made his call. "Get Doc over here. Now." Doc wasn't actually a physician. He'd been a paramedic before some prescription trouble ended that career. He examined Tyler carefully, and the color drained from his face. "This kid's got busted ribs," Doc announced grimly. "Could be internal damage, too." The room erupted with angry voices and serious threats. These hardened men were ready to ride out for blood. "My mom needs help," Tyler pleaded desperately. He said tonight he's going to kill her. That's when distant sirens cut through the night air. Everyone tensed up. Police meant complications for guys with criminal records. But the sirens kept moving, heading toward Maple Road. Richard's phone buzzed. He answered, listened, and his expression turned darker than midnight. "There's been a shooting situation at the trailer park." Tyler dropped to the floor. No, not my mom." What Richard ordered next broke every protocol the club had. Everybody saddles up. Right now, 15 Harleys thundered to life in the gravel lot. They tore through traffic getting to that mobile home park, with Tyler holding tight behind Richard as they blazed through the darkness. The scene was crawling with squad cars and emergency vehicles when they arrived. The bikers pulled up in tight formation, ready for whatever came next. Several officers reached for their weapons when they spotted the club patches. Things were about to escalate fast. Sheriff Johnson stepped forward quickly. "Richard, you boys can't be here right now." "The kid's mother is in there," Richard stated flatly. "She's breathing," the sheriff replied quickly. "Her husband ain't doing so great, though." Tyler's stepdad was being loaded into an ambulance wearing cuffs, bleeding from a gunshot wound. Tyler's mom sat in a patrol car, also injured. Here's what went down while Tyler was gone. The stepdad got even more drunk and went after Tyler's mom with a Louisville slugger. An elderly neighbor, former military, heard the commotion and came over armed. When the stepdad wouldn't stop the beating, the old veteran put a round in his shoulder. But complications were just beginning. Child Protective Services showed up, saying Tyler had to enter the foster system immediately. His mom was also being detained because she'd fought back and grabbed a kitchen knife during the attack. "Don't take my mom," Tyler screamed. The caseworker moved toward Tyler. Richard blocked her path. "Back off," he growled low. "Sir, I will have officers arrest you for obstruction," she threatened. "I'd like to see you try that," Richard responded calmly. 15 bikers formed a human barrier around the boy. The police were seriously outnumbered, and everybody knew it. Hands drifted toward weapons on both sides. The situation was seconds from exploding. Sheriff Johnson had a decision to make: arrest 15 dangerous men and start a war, or find another solution. "Everybody needs to cool down," the sheriff ordered. "Let me work something out." 10 minutes later, Richard's wife pulled up. She was a well-respected ER nurse with 0 criminal history who also happened to be a licensed emergency foster parent. "I'll take temporary custody of Tyler tonight," she declared. The caseworker hesitated. That's not standard procedure. But it's completely legal, Richard's wife countered. Check your own regulations. While paperwork got sorted, Richard walked over to the elderly veteran who'd shot Tyler's stepdad. Appreciate what you did for that woman, Richard said. The old man was still shaking. Couldn't just let him kill her while the boy watched. You need legal representation? Richard asked. Can't afford that kind of help, the veteran admitted quietly. You got it now. Richard handed him a business card. Tell this lawyer the club's covering everything. Tyler's mom was released after questioning. Turned out she'd only threatened with a knife, never actually used it. But she had nowhere to stay and no cash even for a cheap motel. The bikers passed the hat and collected $500 in about 5 minutes. But Tyler's stepdad was getting released too. His wound wasn't life-threatening, and he'd made bail by morning. Word was he'd already threatened to come back and finish what he started. The prosecutor explained they couldn't hold him longer without stronger evidence. That's when Tyler did something nobody expected. I got recordings, Tyler said quietly. Everyone turned to stare at the 7-year-old. Tyler pulled out an old smartphone from his pocket. My real dad gave me this before he passed away. Told me to record when bad stuff happened. That phone contained 17 videos of his stepdad attacking him and his mother, dated evidence going back half a year. Crystal clear documentation of ongoing child abuse and domestic violence. The prosecutor's eyes went wide. This changes absolutely everything. Tyler's stepdad got hit with 37 counts of abuse. Bail jumped to $500,000. He wasn't going anywhere anytime soon. But the drama wasn't finished yet. The stepdad's brothers rolled into town the next day, hunting for payback. 3 meth-cooking dealers with firearms who wanted Tyler and his mom eliminated for putting their brother away. They made the fatal mistake of showing up at the motel where Tyler and his mom were staying temporarily. 15 bikers were waiting in the parking lot. What went down that night became local legend. No shots got fired, but 3 dealers left the county permanently. Some folks say they're buried out in the desert. Others claim they entered witness protection. Richard will only say they decided to relocate for health-related reasons. Tyler's stepdad accepted a plea deal for 8 years behind bars after his brothers vanished. He understood exactly what would happen if he ever came near Tyler or his mother again. The elderly veteran who saved Tyler's mom received a commendation from the city. The club paid for his attorney, and he never faced any charges. Tyler and his mom moved into a new place under the club's protection. Any man who looked at them sideways got a friendly visit from 15 bikers who clearly explained the situation. Tyler kept those $7, though. Years later, when Richard asked him why, Tyler said something pretty profound. Those $7 were worth way more than money, Tyler explained. They bought me a whole army of guardian angels who happened to look like demons. Richard had those $7 framed and hung them in the Iron Horse Tavern. The club still meets there every Thursday night. And if a child ever walks through that door asking for help, they remember Tyler and the night they chose to be protectors instead of what that kid originally asked for. Sometimes the most dangerous men make the best guardians because they understand violence and know exactly when not to use it. Tyler's grown now with his own kids. He still visits Richard weekly, not because he needs protection anymore, but because family isn't always about blood. Sometimes family is 15 dangerous bikers who chose to save you instead of becoming what you desperately asked them to be. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and support the channel. Your engagement helps us share more powerful, true stories.